to New Orleans, and he got out of it. But I've seen them where they never got out of it. I mean, one of the funniest things that ever happened all the time I was radio happened right down here at WAR in Pensacola. And back in those days, they didn't have a television station. They had a radio station. And the radio station was down there at Gregory and Palafox, above Hannah's Pharmacy down there. And the transmitter was on out in the country, but the studio was down there. And I was in the console one morning shift announcer, and a woman came in there, and she had to give what they call a PSA. And a PSA is a public service announcement, which means that in the middle of a ladies program or something, you have to make these announcements for the Red Cross and the Marine Corps and the Cerebral Palsy Fund, and those kind of things. And she was making a PSA, a public service announcement, and it was about the Marines. And she had to read, young men, go down to your nearest United States post office and learn how to become a United States leatherneck. And that woman hit that thing. She came through there and she said, young men, go down to your nearest post office and learn how to become a United States netherleck. And then she kind of got red in the face and cleared her throat. She said, oh, I'm sorry. What I meant to say was netherleck. Said it wrong way. And she got her mouth right up next to that microphone. Her face just turned black. She got her mouth right up next to the microphone. She said, netherleck. And I was behind that console about to flip, man. And she signaled for me to cut the mic. I cut the mic, and she sat down and smoothed her dress and fixed her hair and smiled at me and signaled for the mic on. I gave her the mic again, and she said, what I meant to say was netherleck. I mean, once you've blown it, you might as well leave it alone. You can't do nothing with it. I had one meeting one time where a pastor, where I was preaching, got up and he had a big crowd that night in church, and he said, why, if we get any more people here, we're going to have to build her bigging. Now, did you know that it's hard to make that tongue talk right? You think you're talking right, and the first thing you know, you say, well, I'll be John Brown. Well, I'll be John Brown. You'll be John Brown, will you? Say, what's wrong with that? Well, see, you don't check it, you see. Folks don't check it. Well, I'll be John Brown. You know how John Brown died? You know how John Brown died? He's hung. You know what the Bible says? Cursed is he that hangs on a tree. Well, I'll be... You will? Huh? You will? I mean, people they just run at the mouth, They talk, they don't stop to think what they're saying. They say, well, get the cotton picking thing out of here, Why do you say get the cotton picking thing out of here? You know who picks cotton? You know what that is in Genesis 9? See, people say, well, I'll be dad blasted. I'll be dad gum. Get the Sam Hill out of here. There's kind of a Christian kind of cussing that passes off for the real thing. I mean, people say, well, heavenly days. Oh, my heavens. Well, good heavens. Oh, Christ said, swear not by the heavens. Folks say, land of Goshen. My lands. Swear not by the earth. You see, the mouth just runs. You don't check what comes out of it. Little old boys and girls, oh gosh, golly, oh gee whiz, Jiminy crickets, Jeepers creep. How come you always get a JC? Not accidental or something? Jeepers creepers, Jiminy cricket, yeah. Galdern, gosh, what you trying to say, kid? You trying to say God? See, sure getting quiet in here. you know what it's like? It's like some of you never been checking what you've been saying. You'd be amazed how that mouth just blah, 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 blah. Bible says it's unrelievable, full of deadly poison. Bible says no man can tame it. We ought to watch your words. I'll tell you something else we ought to watch. We ought to watch our actions. You say, why? Actions speak louder than words. You take the Emerson, who was a deist. He wasn't saved, he was a deist. He said some things that were true occasionally. He wasn't saved, but, even a busted clock is right twice a day. And he used to say, what you are speaks so loud, I can't hear what you're saying. And there's some truth in that. What you are speaks aloud, I can't hear what you're saying. Our song says, oh, what you are, it speaks aloud. The world can't hear what you say. They're looking at your walk, not listening to your talk. They're judging by your actions every day. Oh, don't believe that you'll deceive by claiming what you've never known. They believe what they see and accept you to be. You'll be known by your works alone. Now, that isn't fair. That isn't right. But that's how a lot of people do it. The Bible says, let your work so shine before, your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. Men aren't going to notice your works till you let your light shine. So there's also a kind of perversion of this verse. I mean, down south, the Southerners say, well, I'll tell you what, I don't believe in talking about it, I believe in living it, you know. Everybody talking about having men go on there, you know. They're not going to go on there. I believe a fellow ought not talk about it. I think you ought to live it. Uh-huh. Yeah, you old cowardly rascal, you. You know why you don't talk about it? Because if you did, folks get watching you too close and your life wouldn't bear looking at. Right. You know, preachers who really believe that Bible, people like me, you know what? We get examined close to anybody on the face of this earth. One of our kids makes some mistakes, it's national news. You know why? Because we got the light on. Yeah. You know, nobody ever looks at you and catches all your faults and all the things wrong in your family because you ain't shining, that's why. That's your problem. You know what some of you Christians do? You just play it safe. You living a good life, are you? All right, I can tell you how to get people to notice it. Start speaking up for Jesus Christ, bud, and they'll watch you like a hawk. They'll watch you like a hawk. All these folks down south, they used to fool me, you know, when I was first got saved, but they don't anymore. I've heard them sit around and say, well, I just don't believe in talking about it. I believe in living it, you know. Then you hear them on an off hour. Well, I was sitting out there in that lily pad. You know, I took that 6-pound test line and threw it in that brim bag. You know, bass about that long, got a hold of that yellow tail, Sally, and man, that thing right back. Sure, a lot of talk coming out of your mouth. Out there in the deer stand, you know, I had this thing behind me, and all the ground, man, an 8-point buck, man. Before I get around that thing jumping, blah, blah, blah. I was out in this dove field, you know, and this fellow didn't have this plug in this gun, boy, and them dove came over and scattered out here, boom, boom, boom. Now, blah, 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 blah. There's Southerners down here never opened their mouth about Jesus Christ one time in a week. But she'll sit down and talk about hunting and fishing to your